After nearly 3 weeks off, the Rainbow Warrior volleyball team returns to the Terraflex to take on its most challenging opponent of the young 2019 season. Leading the way for second-ranked Hawaii is senior outside and two-time All-American Stein von Tilburg, averaging an eye-popping 5 kills per set through the first 3 matches. Coming up, the first of a pair of non-conference meetings between the 8th-ranked Stanford Cardinal and the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. And with that, we welcome you inside the Stan Sheriff Center. Kanoa Leahy alongside Ryan Kalei-Suji. Ryan, take us through the Kaiser Permanente keys to the match.
Well, first up for Stanford, they have got to protect the pins. Hawaii's outside hitter, Stein von Tilburg, Rado Parapunov, Colton Kawa hitting for unbelievably high numbers. Coach saying that they have got to protect those pins in order to have a chance. And for Hawaii, it's bust out the WD-40. This is a team that has not seen any action in 20 days. They may be a little rusty and may need some help.
The Stanford Cardinal coming in 7-1. Their lone loss at the hands of Big West Conference power UC Irvine. But it is their first road match of the season. They played all previous 8 matches over there at Stanford. Meanwhile, Hawaii, they've played only 3 matches as part of the Hawaiian Airlines Rainbow Warrior Classic. Hawaii 3-0, but they haven't played in 20 days. So it is that rest versus rust scenario here for the Rainbow Warriors. Serve receive on the opening point, and it's Rado Parapunov. You gotta like that start.
Yeah, great start for Hawaii. Going back to their All-American, Rado Parapunov. Nice way to get him involved early.
The Hawaiian Financial FCU starting lineup scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Some good news for Hawaii. Dalton Solbrig, who was questionable coming in with a quad injury, did get the start here tonight. Injured his leg in the alumni match last week, as that one is pumped down by Stephen Moy, a 6'9" junior from El Segundo, California. And so Leo Henkin is back to serve. The Cardinal without one of their key outsides, Eric Beatty, 6'7" junior, out for a few weeks due to injury. So Henkin getting some of the would-be time that would go to Beatty as Stein von Tilburg sends it wide. 2 serving 1 here. And so very early on in the season for the Rainbow Warriors, obviously just 3 matches in for them. Of any top 15 team, they have played the fewest number of matches. And so Stanford easily the toughest competition to this point for Hawaii.
Yeah, no doubt this will be the toughest challenge for Hawaii, not only tonight and where they're at now, but maybe of the season. Dalton Solbrig looking good there.
6'6" senior from Lindenhurst, Illinois. He didn't practice all week.
Yeah, like we said earlier in the beginning of this broadcast, as you see the 3-set off the net, Joe Worsley finding a way to connect with Solbrig, rehabbing all week long after that quad spasm he suffered during the alumni match.
Hitting .526 on the season coming in. Stein with the serve. Solbrig getting a good chunk of that block in the middle. And here's the first swing by Jalen Jasper, who goes sky high on the point of contact. The dig by Gage Worsley, and Rado unable to put it down. So a bump set tight to the net. 3 blockers up, denying access on Jordan Ewert.
Triple block for the Warriors. Colton Kawa getting out there to help, but that was all Rado Parapunov. Nice hand positioning, and that is something head coach Charlie Witt said they worked on during this time off. They're blocking. We'll see what kind of numbers they put up tonight.
And credit their digs leader Gage Worsley on scooping up that Jalen Jasper swing. Ewert again. Block got fingertips on it, so Gage sets up Rado on the opposite position, dug up by Kyle D'Agostino. Here's Jasper again, got under it, and he sends it wide. Jalen Jasper, a talented 6'7" sophomore from Annapolis, Maryland. He is the son of former University of Hawaii quarterback Ivan Jesper, who is now the offensive coordinator at Navy, and there he is in the house with wife Donna, his younger brother Jaron also here. And he skies, Ryan, touches over 12 feet as that one goes wide off of the palm of Jordan Ewert.
And that's going to be an interesting matchup tonight, watching Jasper versus Kawa. Of course, Colton Kawa, known for his hops, although undersized. We'll see how that matchup goes throughout the night.
So Stein continues to serve. Good little run here. It's 5 serving 2. First frame, Stan Sheriff Center. It's been a minute since we've seen this Hawaii team on the floor. Ewert took something off and sliced it thin to the opposite sideline.
Just a smart play by Ewert that time, taking some off the net. As we take a look back here, you can see an out-of-system play, high ball to the left, and he just cut shots that back to area 4.
Ewert second on the team, 3.5 kills per set, hitting .324. Some strong numbers there for the outside senior. Joe Worsley goes quick middle to Solbrig, kind of paintbrushed it, but it was enough to get the point.
That's one of Dalton's favorite hits, that 3-set, and with a setter like Joe Worsley, you have got to be ready because that ball can be coming at any time. Solbrig, not the best contact, but a kill nonetheless.
And those are the timing issues that you're a little concerned about because of all the time off, right?
Exactly. We'll see if they can smooth that out as the match goes along.
Oh, the heavy hand of Kyler Presho, 6'8" sophomore from San Clemente, California. And if that last name sounds familiar, it's for good reason. Dad Mark had a standout career here at the University of Hawaii in the men's volleyball program and is currently an assistant at UC Irvine. So they squared off against one another and split a pair of matches earlier in the year. Here's Rado. Finds that deep corner and Hawaii goes up 3.
Great in-system play that time by Hawaii. We see a lot of high balls going to Rado that time, whereas he's speeding up the tempo of that back set, splitting the double block of the Stanford Cardinal.
So Rado Patapunov retreats back to serve. Was an all-tournament selection the last time we saw him in action at the Hawaiian Airlines Classic. Second on the team, just over 4.1 kills per set. 3 aces coming in. Presho, that one got a good piece of Pat Gassman. So Hawaii on the attack, and it's Stein who caught it fat. And so already a couple of early hitting errors for Stein von Tilburg.
Stein looking really good in practice yesterday, but the first few swings here looking a little out of system. Continue to track his progress throughout the night.
Yeah, he comes in with strong numbers, second nationally in kills per set and hitting percentage. As Ewert goes into the twine and Hawaii gets a freebie. And so back to serve is Colton Cowell. What a story he's developed into in this very early stage of the season for Hawaii. 6'1" redshirt junior from Mclaughlin out of Kinkekalike. Hammers the serve. And so Stanford out of system and sending it long is Ewert.
And that's one thing Coach Kasi talked about is being able to contain Hawaii's serve. He recognizes that Hawaii may be one of the best serving teams in the country. He says in order for us to even have a shot, we've got to pass well. That time Cowell getting them out of system with a fantastic serve. Good look there at John Kasi in his 13th season overseeing this program. Took over back in 2007. And there's Jasper. Able to get it by that Hawaii proposed double block. So 6 serving 9 here coming up for the Cardinals. And again, that is going to be a name we're going to be calling all night long. Jalen Jasper named MPSF Offensive Player of the Week, the week of January 7th. He sees a lot of sets and has to carry a lot of the offensive load for this Cardinal squad. Here's Presho. Good pass there by Cowell. Quick middle set. Gassman, it's pinballed around. We got a joust at the net. And Gassman wins the battle. And that's one player I think Hawaii has got to see have a great night is Pat Gassman, as we see that first hit and then the block back. Gassman off to a fairly slow start in the first matches of the season, but he is one player, as we know, who can really turn it around. Yeah, he's still got the blocking numbers, though. 9 blocks, second on the team coming in. Took a little something off of that serve. They go back row set. It's Ewert. The pancake save attempt by Cowell for naught, even though I think he thought he had slid the hand underneath. Wayne Lee, who is atop the ladder on the opposite side, making the call. Ernie Ho is down on the floor, and Mark Nakashima and Wes Kawachi, the 2 line judges. So here's Paul Bischoff, the setter, junior from Wheaton, Illinois. And Worsley tried to catch him napping. Good scramble there to return it by Stanford. Here's Stein on the outside, goes off the block. D'Agostino, quick middle. And unable to put it down is Moy. Little centered bump there by Rado, and it falls down on the Stanford side of the net. Go figure. Yeah, a little awkward play that time. A lot of net, a lot of things happening towards the, on the ball on the net. But Joel Worsley, you got to love his aggressiveness. he was ready to hit that ball. He was going to push Dalton Solberg aside and wanted to get a piece of that action.
Senior from Moraga, older brother of the libero Gage. Their parents are in the house here tonight. And the block is up on Jasper. Rado getting the gist of it. That's the largest lead of this opening set for Hawaii, and it prompts a timeout by John Costi and the Cardinals. Return to sender, Hawaii by 5.
Rainbow Warrior Volleyball on Spectrum Sports is sponsored by Bank of Hawaii and Hawaii Honda Dealers.
Welcome back. Hawaii hitting .250 here while building this 5-point advantage, 12-7 in set number 1 against Stanford. 2 kills apiece for Dalton Solberg and Rado Potapunov. On the other side, Stanford hitting -062. So John Costi signaling for that timeout, and Joe Worsley serving out of the break. And he comes up with a one-handed dig right there. Good get. So Rado sets up Stein off the block. Little scramble play here for Stanford. Henkin with the heavy hand. Good chase down there by Stein. Free chance here for the Cardinal. Backside, it's Henkin again. And almost scooping that one up was Gage Worsley. He slaps the Terraflex in frustration. But a well-earned point there for the Cardinal.
Nice hit by Henkin. Remember, this is a player who only played in 7 sets so far this season, filling in for the injured Beatty, but looking very composed out there tonight.
Good pass there by Cowell. Worsley surveyed across the net before going backside to Stein. And he tools the block away with the point.
Von Tilburg picking up his first kill. Prior to that, he was hitting -667. Von Tilburg looking to get on track with that kill.
Hawaii coming in second in the nation in the latest ABCA poll. Stanford at number 8. They started the year 13th. 12th straight year that they have been ranked to start the season. Joe Worsley with the jump set to Rado. The double block hadn't formed, and they paid the price. Poor Paul Bischoff was left on an island. Almost came up with the save, but that was some high cheddar.
Great hit by Parapunov, but what made that play was Colton Cowell. A nice touch on the block against Jasper, slowed down the defense, and then that hit by Parapunov.
So 14 serve and 8. Your thoughts on how Hawaii has looked here so far in set 1?
Looking fresh, and the service ace will help. Looking like the 20 days off actually helped this year.
And so the Rainbow Warriors hit 15 first. Timeout on the floor. Welcome back. Jack Fact tonight. Leading the country, the Rainbow Warriors tops in the nation in 3 offensive categories. Coming into this match, hitting percentage, kills per set, and assists per set. Albeit a small sample size, but certainly the way this opening frame has played out thus far, Hawaii up 15-8, looking every bit like the leaders in those categories. And Stein sends it across out of the timeout. This is Ewert with the swing. It's blocked back. Jasper the over-the-shoulder touch. And so here's Rado now rising high. Oh boy, is he dropping the anvil so far tonight.
Parapunov looking smooth, both in system and out of system. One blocker up here. Great set by Worsley. Decides to go down the line. Hard to stop that.
Even he has to crack a smile. He's right at his per set average already. 4 kills in this opening frame. A 4-0 run being enjoyed by Hawaii, but nobody accounting for the middle hitter there, Stephen Moy. Easiest kill of the night for him.
Dalton Solberg getting caught off guard that time, forgetting his assignment. You see the numbers on Moy hitting .481. Nice hitting percentage on the season thus far.
Pass there by Stein. Worsley goes outside. It's Colton Cowell off of a trampoline. He's averaging 2.7 kills per set. That's 3rd on the team. But how about his hitting percentage? As you see the Cowell fan section in the stands, he's hitting .457 through 3 matches coming into tonight.
And hard to believe this is a player that has never seen a significant amount of playing time before this season, looking like a natural out there.
Jakob Tella now out there to serve. Southpaw swing. It's Ewert blocked back. And Gassman had a clear, open dunk attempt, but he came into contact with the net. He knows he let a golden opportunity by right there, as that becomes a freebie for Stanford.
Yeah, no challenge needed on this play. See there, Gassman almost bringing down the net with that follow through.
Hawaii blocking a lot of touches so far in this first set. Back row set, it's Stein. That was a laser beam. Too hot to handle for Jalen Jasper, and Hawaii back up 8.
This is what I think is Stein von Tilburg's best hit, that pipe set coming down. This almost will sort of catapult him. He gets a lot of energy. You see the excitement and his emotion after that hit. Von Tilburg deadly from that pipe set.
So Tarapunov now will serve. Overpass, it's Worsley with the swing, couldn't get it down. Presho tried to go back set to Jasper, but it was too wide of the pin. And it's a freebie for Hawaii. How about the tenacity of Joe Worsley? Timeout once again by Stanford Wilkie, but here Joe Worsley, last time we saw him, he was collecting the hardware. Most outstanding player of the Hawaiian Airlines Rainbow Warrior Classic, 3rd in the nation in assists per set coming into tonight. But it's those kinds of plays that sort of separates him from some of the other setters in the country.
You know, it's so rare to have a player like Joe Worsley who is just almost like having another coach on the court. Almost reminds me a little bit of a Kavika Shoji when he played at Stanford as well. Kavika known to be sort of the coach on the court there. Joel very much so in that same role. Of course, is that Roger who's in the house here. We see him there with Mom Christine. You know, they were in practice as well yesterday, watching their boys, but coming from a coaching family, being ingrained in volleyball has really paid off for Joe, and he really just loves this game and loves this team.
Yeah, he's one of those guys worth the price of admission by himself, just to see how he operates. And Charlie Wade basically saying, hey, look, you got the reins. You can run full board. This is your offense. Go out there and do what you do. And we've seen the impact so far.
And there's more to come. They're continuing to work on new wrinkles for this offense. And with a player like Joe Worsley, you can just about do anything if the pass is there.
UH Athletics reaches out to you online each week with updates and promotions through its H-Mail e-newsletter. To register, visit hawaiiathletics.com. Click on the H-Mail button. It's simple and it's free. Yeah, the Worsley parents, Roger and Christine, as you saw, as you mentioned, Ryan, they are here, but only for tonight's match. They're not hanging around Sunday because that's the Super Bowl.
They have priorities.
We, of course, will be here Sunday. 6 p.m. start time for round 2, Hawaii and Stanford. And we know you out there watching, you'll be here too.
This is the game to watch, right?
It's the biggest sporting event of the day, that day, Hawaii-Stanford. Rado tickling the tape. Outside, it's Ewert. And he goes line and gets the kill.
Yeah, not the best contact that time by Ewert. I think that's what kind of caught Radaparpunov a little off guard there. Sort of some backspin on that ball, but kill nonetheless.
Some numbers for you. Hawaii hitting 400, 080. The clip for the Cardinal. Worsley goes outside to Cowell, and he just dinks it down. Starting to see him provide a bit of an array of shots, making some different kinds of decisions depending on the set, and there was an example right there. So 20 serving 11 here in set 1, and that's an ace. Wow.
Mccall really lighting it up tonight from behind the service line. Great toss, great execution. You said while putting the wow in Mclaughlin that time.
I like what you did there. What are the odds we get a Maui Wowie reference at some point tonight? Almost right there. Hankin goes off the block. Worsley, the jump set to the middle. It's Gassman. And they're just going playground right now.
And that is a prime example of what we were talking about just moments ago. Joe Worsley doing the little things. Watch this set by Worsley. He looks like he's going to attack the ball, sets it to Gassman. Great execution by the Warriors.
22 serving 11. Hawaii has Stanford doubled up right now in the first. Pump long. Cardinal get a point back.
Now, this is a Stanford team that beat the #2 team in the country, UC Irvine, a few weeks ago in 4 sets. They're a team that has competed with some of the top teams in the country in Hawaii, just handing it to them here in this first set.
Yeah, among their wins, all at the time nationally ranked, Ball State, Ohio State was #7, Purdue, Fort Wayne. They were able to sweep a pair of matches against just last week as Stein comes pounding it down.
And the new wrinkle with that Hawaii offense, sort of a lob set. Stein Von Tilburg coming inside. He didn't hit that ball out on the pin. He actually hit that ball in the area 22 area, splitting the block.
So here's James Anastasiadis for the first time. Back to serve. '23 serving 12. Back row set goes to Ewert. And he's able to convert. He was the MPSF Player of the Week on January 21st. He went big against UCI. They split the 2 matches that week, but Ewert, 4.8 kills per set, 2.75 digs per set in those 2 matches. Bischoff with the serve for Stanford. Here's Stein on the outside, and he gets blocked and roofed. It's Jasper with the goods on the other side.
Yeah, a little faster set than Stein. Not sure if he was ready for that, but great block by Jasper, staying low and tight to the pin. You can see a faster set, but a bigger block by Jasper.
14 serving 23. The pass there by Cowell. Back row set to Colton. Punched up in the air by Bischoff. And unable to get all of it was Henkin, but Rado, with Cowell giving chase on that back line, was the last to touch it.
That's a great shot by Henkin. See an out-of-system play here. He just kind of does a cross-body high line shot, almost like a beach high line shot that time, proving you don't always have to hit the ball hard.
So Stanford putting a little run together, 3 straight. Here's Rado against a double block. And that's dug up over and out by D'Agostino. And it's aloha ball in this opening frame for Hawaii. 5 kills now for Parapunov, error-free, hitting .714. And Joe Worsley to try to finish the deal here in set 1. He gets him out of system. Jasper from off the net. Worsley touch, Gage Worsley the set. Rado couldn't put it down. Stanford on the attack. Here's Jasper. Eclipsed by that block. Rado and Solbrig, and Hawaii wins big in set number 1 against the 8th-ranked team in the country, the Stanford Cardinal. 25-15, they'll swap sides. Well, it was Rado Parapunov in that opening frame. He went big, Ryan.
Parapunov proving to be just an offensive threat, one of the best opposites in the country, not only doing it offensively, but blocking as well. Parapunov right now hitting .625.
5 kills on 8 swings, no errors, and as you mentioned, 3 blocks to go along with it. 4.5 total team blocks for the Rainbow Warriors. They hit .407 in that first set. On the other side, Stanford held to a hitting percentage of 100. Are you surprised as to just how sharp Hawaii looked after the long layoff? Certainly, it's, as we already mentioned, its toughest challenge across the net in terms of the level of play for an opposition. And they were able to smoke them 25-15.
Yeah, very impressed by the delivery of this Hawaii. I think just the attitude. You can see when they came out here, they were aggressive. They were chomping at the bit to get back on here. But one of the things that surprised me, or just maybe I'm impressed with the most, is the efficiency of this Hawaii team. The way that they operate. This is a very good squad. We'll see if they can continue to keep this high level throughout the match.
Seems like Hawaii and Stanford have played every year in collegiate volleyball, both on the men's side and the women's side. However, they didn't play last year here on the men's side. It was the first time in about 37 years that Hawaii and Stanford did not match up That's partially because of last year being the inaugural year of the Big West Conference, Hawaii joining that conference, Stanford remaining in the MPSF. But John Costi saying, hey, look, we got to get out to Hawaii. It's not going to be every year, but this is certainly a rivalry that we want to maintain. We want to keep Hawaii on the schedule as frequently as possible. I know he loves making this trip.
Yeah, and you look at his rosters in the past, he loves the Hawaii kids as well. We saw in that 2012 run where there was a slew of Hawaii kids, the Shojis, Spencer Mclaughlin, Brad Lawson. Last year, Devon Enriquez having a standout career. So, you know, a number of Hawaii players like going to Stanford, so no doubt Coach Costi likes coming here as well.
I mentioned some of the Hawaii connections. Jalen Jasper, dad Ivan Jasper, former Hawaii quarterback, now offensive coordinator at Navy. Kyler Presho, his dad Mark, the former standout for this University of Hawaii volleyball program. Speaking of guys who stand out, there's Mr. Shoji, the legend, sees himself on the big screen.
Just coming back from visiting his sons, both Eric and Kavika, playing internationally.
Yeah, it looked pretty cold when he went on that visit.
I don't know if it was as cold as what the Midwest saw.
Yeah, you're right. We definitely send our best wishes out to all of those who are feeling the effects. That's Henkin, and that one curls in, just caught that end line. And Stanford gets the kill. Yeah, we tend to wince when it's a little cold outside. Certainly it was pretty rainy and stormy yesterday. Today the rain was coming down when we were driving here to the arena, which told me one thing. It must be Punahou Carnival weekend. Parapunov trying to slice it cross court. Missed wide. And we may have a challenge here from Charlie Wade. I don't know. Some of the players urging him to bust out the replay challenge paddle, but looks like they will stick with the call. So it's 2-0 here. Good start for Stanford as they try to bounce back after the 25-15 loss in set one. And one of the first instances of Hawaii being out of whack offensively.
Yeah, an aggressive set by Joe Worsley. That one got away from him. He was running over to the left side, tried to back set that, kind of lost it. Steinbach-Tilburg, not a lot of options with that hit.
Here's Stein. Hawaii trying to get going, and he gets him off the schneid here in the second set. Stein was, by his standards, certainly somewhat quiet, held somewhat in check in that first set. 3 kills, 4 errors, hit -111. And that kill right there brings him back to the flatlining number. But you see on the season, just going monster. And a good connection there, Paul Bischoff to Stephen Moy.
Yeah, great set that time by Bischoff, who is 4th in the country in assists per set. That time shooting that 3 set from the 10-meter line.
Yeah, Bischoff going back to 2016 was the National High School Player of the Year according to Volleyball Magazine for Glenbard West High School in Illinois. Went 42-0 without losing a single set. His time there as that one goes down, and Stanford has a little something going here. They were trying to flip the script, and this second stanza, they're up 5-1.
But they're doing a nice job already in this early part of the second set of just touching Hawaii's balls offensively, getting a lot of stops at the net and able to play nice transition defense around that.
Saw the look of fair concern from Charlie Wade. 7-10 versus Stanford in his head coaching tenure, now in its 10th season. So Moy gets ready to serve here. Cardinal up early in set 2. Worsley goes outside. It's Cowell. Took something off. Good dig in the back row by Henkin. Ewert, did he get a touch? No touch. And went sailing into the seats, and Hawaii gets another point. 12th swing for Jordan Ewert. He's got 5 kills to lead the Cardinal. And Solberg with the serve for Hawaii. Backside, it's Jasper. Block getting good chunks on the Jasper touches. as Rado sends it down the line with authority.
Yeah, we're seeing tonight two of maybe the best opposites in the country, Jasper versus Parapunov. And right now, Parapunov standing out. 6th kill of the night, hitting .455. Jasper right now hitting -222.
Yeah, John Costi saying Jalen Jasper is an incredible talent, one of the most talented players that he's had the privilege of coaching. But he says, hey, look, he's still a sophomore. He still has much room to grow in terms of his IQ and just some of the instincts out there on the floor. Here he is again. You see the high point of contact, and that goes right down.
Yeah, right on cue. He must have heard us talking about him getting some redemption that time. But Jasper actually not playing high school volleyball his junior and senior year because he transferred to a school that did not offer men's volleyball. So he became a basketball player, had a terrific career as a basketball standout, and now getting back to volleyball and sort of relearning some of the tools of this game.
And was still the #1 recruit nationally according to Volleyball Magazine. That was just on pure physical talent alone. Gassman sends it out, much to the chagrin of the SSC fans, and I think Charlie Wade's going to challenge that one. He busts out the paddle.
And the paddle looking a little more official these days.
It is. You know, we kind of had some paddle issues, right, for a while there. They had the 2 paddles, and then they lost one, so it went into the storage room. Then they were using, like, the laminated green index card, which really anybody could have brought to the arena. This one has the Hawaiian Airlines logo. I'm not sure if they're paying for that sponsorship, but it does look much more official, yeah. As official as a ping pong paddle at a men's volleyball game can look. Ernie Ho will check out. There you go. That's right.
After the match, can play some ping pong.
Hey, just to make
dual purposes.
Just to make the paddle look that much more unofficial, putting our faces next to it. But Ernie Ho taking a look at this one, and that looks like it's in.
That does look good.
And Ernie Ho quickly popping off the headset. And yeah, he's going to call it in. So a good challenge by Charlie. He's got a pretty good percentage so far in 2019 with regard to the replay challenges. Each coach getting 3. Unless the match goes to a 5th set, and then each side gets 1 extra. Hawaii clawing its way back into this 2nd set early.
Hawaii right now just checking on their rotation, making sure that they have the right server going back after that challenge call.
So Parapunov waiting patiently for serving 6 here in set 2. As mentioned, Hawaii ranked 2nd in the latest AVCA poll. They opened at #3. That was the highest opening ranking since 2005 for this program. And look at that long breather. Actually hurt Rado's cause as he sends it into the net.
Stanford passers breathing a sigh of relief there as Parapunov has been putting up some cannons from behind the service line.
Jordan Ewart now to serve. 7 aces on the year coming in. Diving pass by Gage Worsley. Outside it goes to Cowell. Way up in the stratosphere. He's able to hammer it down.
And even in an out-of-system play, you can see there Joe Worsley standing from behind the 3-meter line. They know it's going out to Cowell. He finds a way to split the block, going high seam into area 6.
2-time MIL Player of the Year at King Kekaulike. And another ace for Colton. There you see his cheering section. He is becoming one of the fan favorites simply because of his background story and obviously his talent, especially getting off of the Terraflex. 64-mile-an-hour serve there. What a dig by Gage Worsley on the heater by Prescio. Stanford goes outside this time to Hankin, dug up by Worsley again. Joe, cross-court to Stein.
And Gage Worsley showing why he is one of the best liberos in the country, the #1 recruited libero coming out of high school. You can see here digging that first ball. And the second hit. Stein Von Tilburg going OTT over the top in the back line.
Gage Worsley chose Hawaii over UCLA, BYU, USC to join his brother for a couple of years. As that one is put down by Jordan Ewert. And that breaks what was the first tie of this second set. Certainly seeing a much more feisty Stanford Cardinal team here in set number 2. And it is Kyler Presho back to serve. Good year in sports for guys named Kyler. Here's Rado from the back row. That was a high heater that caught Ewert upstairs.
And Ewert, who was named the Offensive Player of the Week a few weeks ago, got that on the chin that time. Could not stop this rise and rip by Parapunov right off the chin.
Parapunov now with 7 kills. He does have a hitting error now, but he's hitting .500. And he is sending it each and every time. Oh, little miscommunication here. Free chance for Hawaii. Can they cash it in? Stein against the double block. Goes off of Ewert. Chased down by D'Agostino. And another free opportunity for Hawaii. Worsley. Here's Stein coming inside the pin. Layout save D'Agostino. Jasper. Deep corner gets the kill. And a great scramble win by the Cardinal.
Yeah, if the Cardinals are going to have any chance at competing, they've got to win these long rallies. Here you see there Jasper going high hands. Pat Gassman being stuck back there playing defense.
They survived not 1 but 2 free ball opportunities by Hawaii. That's like surviving 2 power plays in hockey. Oh, and a little pinball action back and forth. Looked like they were using the ping pong paddles right there. But Stanford wins that one, courtesy Stephen Moore.
Joe Worsley this time trying to attack. Getting blocked that time. Gage saves it momentarily.
It was actually Henkin on the final put down there. Here's Rado trying to restore order for Hawaii, trailing by 2. And that's more. Getting turned back by Dalton Solbrig, the team leader in blocks coming in.
Solberg looking healthy that time, sealing the net on the 3 set. Remember in the first set earlier, he kind of got burned on that same play. This time making the adjustment, making sure he stayed home. Nice block there by Dalton.
Yeah, Solberg racked up 12 solo stuffs a season ago. And he was all over that particular sequence. 9 serving 10 as we inch along here in set number 2. Busy weekend here in Manoa. We've already had a couple of UH sporting events. Rainbow Wahine basketball on Wednesday. Rainbow Warrior basketball last night, getting a win over Long Beach State. Henkin going down the line and wide. Point for Hawaii, and they even things up again.
And a golden opportunity at that time for Henkin. One-on-one against Von Tilburg. He decided to go down the line, hitting out, but cross court was wide open. Hawaii catching a break that time.
We got UH V-ball tonight. Doubleheader of hoops tomorrow. The Wahine have the floor first, going up against Cal Poly, and then Hawaii men basketball will take on UC Santa Barbara. And this is going to be a net violation called against Hawaii, so Stanford, another hard-fought point there. And then, of course, we wrap up the weekend with UH and Stanford round 2 on Sunday. Talking to the 2 head coaches, they didn't seem overly concerned about missing out on being able to at least traditionally watch the Super Bowl. As Rado, did he get a touch? Yes, there was a touch, and it's a point for Hawaii. I guess you ask a collegiate volleyball coach, they'll take a meaningful match over even, the greatest of annual entertainment pieces.
I bet that both of these coaches are saying that because their teams aren't in the Super Bowl.
Good point. That's Ewert off a block and down. So what have you seen from Stanford's side of the net here in set 2 that maybe we didn't see in the opening frame?
Doing a nice job, as we mentioned earlier, just slowing down some of this Hawaii attack as their blockers are reading things a lot better. Their passing is also well, and Ewert helping to lead the charge here. 7 kills, hitting .214.
Worsley looked through the net before setting up Solberg. And he gets it down.
This has got to be one of the best connections between a middle and a setter. That three-set so hard to track if you're the other middle blocker. You see Worsley there taking a peek, no blockers up, and the key is Solberg is always up, always ready to go.
So we're tied for the 5th time here in set 2. And the freshman Jakob Tello once again with the jump serve. Roll shot by Ewert, drops in the middle of the floor. Those campfire moments for the Rainbow Warrior defense. But we're also seeing tonight a little bit of a difference in the serving philosophies between two teams.
Yeah, Stanford definitely, we talked to Coach Cossey before the match, they go for consistency. They like their serves to get in, meaning their defense can play behind that. Whereas Hawaii, very aggressive from behind the service line, going for bombs, trying to put pressure. Clearly, Hawaii serving, though, giving Stanford a lot of trouble in that first set.
Yeah, Charlie Wade playing the percentages in terms of, hey, look, we'll rock some serves and get some points. Whereas John Costi was very simple about it. He said, hey, look, if we don't serve it in, we don't have a chance of getting that point. Ironically, the out serve there by Jasper. And there's pressure, and that caught a piece of that Hawaii defense. I think the pressure has looked good, and all MPSF honorable mention last year as a freshman, was 6th in the league, hitting .410 on the season, and the only Cardinal to start all 26 matches at the same position a year ago. They dealt with injuries plenty last season as Gassman goes upstairs on Jalen Jasper.
That's a player, again, I think Hawaii has got to see continue to get fed the ball in transition, in service. See Pat Gassman try to establish him a little bit more in this Hawaii offense.
So 14 all. Powell catches the net, diving pass there by Henkin. Here's Hawaii on the attack. Stein, the left-handed touch. Good up by Gage. Worsley Joe on the second touch swing, unable to put it down. Jasper comes swooping in. And Stanford gets to 15 first, so timeout on the floor. It was all Hawaii in set 1. Stanford trying to change things. Welcome back. Well, the Rainbow Warrior blocking certainly playing an integral role in their success in set 1 when they took the first frame 25-15. It's been somewhat quiet here in set 2, but the Akamai Roofing report 28 team blocks for the Rainbow Warriors this season. That includes tonight's match.
That is one area that head coach Charlie Wade said they specifically worked on in this time off, is to be able to block in situational blocking and also one-on-one blocking. Something that's a very advanced, not a lot of teams spend a lot of time doing one-on-one blocking. Head coach Charlie Wade saying it's going to be important for their blockers to be able to recognize hand positioning and movements when left alone at the net.
Pretty solid crowd we got on hand here. This Friday evening affair. Hawaii and Stanford, a classic rivalry in intercollegiate volleyball. Worsley goes to Gassman, and he sends it off the block and down. So we are tied yet again. There was a little bit of concern going into that timeout, Ryan. You had pointed out Joe Worsley went down somewhat awkwardly after that kill attempt. Limped over to the bench area. Didn't seem like they were overly concerned, though, and here he is back out there immediately.
Yeah, it looked like he ran into Pat Gassman before that timeout. A good timeout for them to kind of get situated with Joe.
Back row said it's Ewert. Two-hand save, Rado. Awkward position there for Worsley, but he's still able to serve up a nectar. Devon Tilburg, the Flying Dutchman, gets kill number 6.
And this is such a hard set to make. Take a look at this play right here. Worsley blocking, turning around, side setting, straight up and down, on the money to Stein von Tilburg.
I guess he is okay. First lead of the second set for Hawaii. Anastasiadis with the serve. Oh, and a wonderfully timed play that time. The dump shot by Paul Bischoff.
Bischoff choosing wisely when to dump this ball, catching Parapunov sleeping on the defensive side.
Bischoff, an aeronautics and astronautics major, my former major.
That's my minor.
Back row set, Cowell came flying in. The dig by Eward's shoulder was not very long lasting as Solberg was able to finally get it down for the Hawaii point.
Nice little combo play that time. They ran Solberg on a 3 and that nice low pipe to Cowell. Momentarily saved, but Dalton picking up his 4th kill.
So Hawaii back in front again. Second lead here in this second set. Tug up over the net by Joe Worsley. Middle set, and that's pumped down by Moy to even things up again. So we are tied for the 10th time here in set 2. This feels a little more vintage Hawaii Stanford, right?
Yeah, I think Stanford settled down, passing a lot better here in this second set.
Hawaii's block has not been nearly as prevalent as Stein pounds it off of the hands and out for another Rainbow Warrior point. You were pointing out the pipe set a few sequences ago to Colton Cowell, and we saw them go to Stein earlier in the match on that as well. How much does that open up this offense to have not one but 2 guys who can legitimately hit that set?
Yeah, it's rare that you have one player that can hit it at that speed, let alone 2. And let's not forget the D set that they also have to Parapunov. So Hawaii having a lot of attackers at all times.
Stanford getting that one as Jordan Ewert's able to go just inside that block. Ewert now a senior out of Antioch, California. He was an all-MPSF honorable mention back in 2017 as a sophomore. A Stanford team that won just 6 matches a year ago. Again, injury-plagued all over the place. One-hand jumping save by Henkin on the Parapunov swing, and then Jasper going OTT, and Stanford jumps ahead.
Jasper showing his range. As we take a look here, another out-of-system play. Nice high finish going over Solberg into the backcourt right in front of a diving Von Tilburg.
And that makes Pops happy. Got the foam fingers going. Quick middle to Solberg. Worsley just messing with him across the net.
Dalton Solberg not looking like he missed any practice at all. Look at this set. Great play by Hawaii. And another great connection between Solberg and Worsley.
Solberg 4 kills, no errors, hitting 800. Soft serves at that time. It's Jasper. Cowell with the solo block. Got a good touch on it. Stein from the back row hits it into the net. You were interested in that matchup, and there it was. Jasper at 6'7" versus Colton Cowell at 6'1". Cowell was able to get some fingertips on it.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all you need. You don't necessarily need the stuff block. If you can slow things down with a nice touch block and allow your defense to play transition, and Cowell has done a nice job of that tonight.
Regardless, Stanford up 1. Good pass there by Worsley, and Gassman blasts it to tie things up again.
That play started off by Gage Worsley. Terrific pass, diving to the end line, which makes it even more difficult. He was diving away from the court to get that pass on the money. And another 3-set from Hawaii. Hawaii definitely establishing their middle here in this 3rd set as we look at the numbers for Joe Worsley.
So these become really important serves here. Here's Parapunov. 20 serving 20. That was a laser beam. Overpass. Gobbled up by Gassman.
And Pat Gassman slowly having a great night here, hitting 667.
Timeout Stanford. Hawaii up 1 in set 2. Welcome back. All right, let's check out how it works, presented by Central Pacific Bank. Ryan.
Hawaii adding a new wrinkle to their offense here. It all starts with the perfect pass by Gaisberg. You see Pat Gassman going for a back one, holding the middle for just a second. It's Stein Von Tilburg coming inside, not hitting at the pin for a low lob inside set. Perfectly executed. Again, starting off with a terrific first pass.
So returning to live action. Ewert able to touch it off of the Worsley block and down, and we're tied again. If you're John Costa, you have to appreciate the fight that your team is putting forth, especially after what was a somewhat abysmal performance in the opening set.
And Ewart picking up his 10th kill, hitting .316, really carrying this Stanford squad.
And then gets the ace. He has been not only good, but gets a little fortunate right there at a most opportune time for the Cardinal.
Getting the friendly cable roll in front of a diving pancake save by Gage Worsley.
And so a timeout by the Rainbow Warriors. Hawaii yet to lose a set here this season, and Stanford certainly threatening here in set number 2. Cardinal hitting .520 in this second frame.
Now Stanford just looking a lot more comfortable all around again, led by Ewart, who's really carrying the offensive load right now, despite they're just not the normal output. You look at Jalen Jasper only hitting .143. So Ewart really helping to carry this team. And again, they're playing great defense around that block.
All right, well, let's go inside the numbers presented by Heineken while we have a break in the action. And the numbers, .585, Stein von Tilburg. That is his percentage coming into tonight, leading the Big West in hitting percentage. Rado Parapunov second at .500 coming in, and Colton Cowell at .457. So some gaudy percentages, obviously, for Hawaii all the way around. But again, a small sample size as Hawaii only played 3 matches prior to tonight.
Yeah, and when we're talking to Coach Costley before this match, he recognized those lofty numbers and said that if Hawaii is hitting above 600, they are going to be a tough team to beat, not only tonight, but really throughout the season. But Hawaii right now hitting .400 in this set, 404 for the match.
Yeah, he mentioned the USC match, which was the championship of the Hawaiian Airlines Classic. And he said, hey, look, the Trojans actually played pretty good defense. They just couldn't quite convert it offensively. Their transition game wasn't there. He said, if we can play that level of defense, he feels confident that his guys are skilled enough to be more successful. And at least here in set 2, that's been the case. Worsley, back row to Stein. Good dig there by Jasper. Outside, it's Henkin. Dug up by Rado. Parapunov will get the set from behind the line, and he busts it through that blocking down.
And as we head into the crunch moments here, both tied at 22, this is where your stars come out. Joe Worsley is going to have to decide which players he goes to in this crunch situation. That time, Parapunov helping to get Hawaii even at 22.
A dig and a kill on that sequence for Rado. He has 9 put-downs. Diving pass by D'Agostino. From off the net, Henkin is dug up. Gassman falls to the floor. Stein with the dink. Diving save there by Jasper. Here's Henkin a second time. Dug up by Cowell. So Gage Worsley goes high ball to Stein. Dug up there by Ewart. Jasper from behind the line. The block got a piece. Joe Worsley goes backside to Rado. D'Agostino getting the up. Joust at the net. Hawaii wins the battle.
We saw players all over the court. Great defense by both teams. D'Agostino with some impressive days. Gage Worsley continued to play great defense. And at the end, Pat Gassman putting up the wall that even Donald Trump would be impressed by.
And a timeout taken by the Stanford Cardinal. Yeah, that was one of those rallies. I feel like, and I'm not sure if the analytics would necessarily back this up, but I feel like we're seeing longer rallies more frequently on the men's side the last few seasons. Am I just seeing things, or what do you think?
I would agree with you, and I think that just goes to show the level of play, the addition of the libero position as well, really helping to increase the rallies, and that's really why that position was added, really to just create a defensive position so players like Gage Worsley can really showcase their talents. D'Agostino as well, a tremendous defensive player in his own right. He was named NPSF Defensive Player of the Week last week. Last year actually sat behind Devon Enriquez, the standout from Kamehameha on the Big Island. They decided to hold D'Agostino out last year just so that he could compete here in his senior season, and really proving to be a valuable asset on the defensive end for the Cardinals.
Yeah, that's a pretty great story. He and John Costi basically saying it was a mutual decision. He wanted to have his moment. He knew that that wouldn't take place with Devon Enriquez, as great as he was, a second-team All-American selection last year at the libero position. So he said, you know what, I'll redshirt, which is what he did, which is kind of a rarity for a guy who has already logged 3 seasons with a program. And here he is now as the guy and playing very well here tonight.
Yeah, getting his master's degree. And actually, his sister, Mackenzie, played at Florida. Another great player, Mackenzie D'Agostino, playing for Mary Wise out there. But you can see there, Kyle D'Agostino trying to help keep his team involved and in this second set.
Yeah, his dad, Randy, a Hall of Fame girls volleyball coach. But it's Hawaii by 1 here. Out of the timeout, 23 serving 22. Cowell with the serve. Back row set, it's Ewert. And he has been doing that all match long. Kill number 11 for Jordan Ewert.
And Stanford going to the pipe here. See Kastman getting caught up, going with the middle, not able to rebound and get that pipe set, and Ewert picking up yet another kill.
Tyler pressure. 4 aces coming into this match. Worsley gets it up. Joe with the bump set. Stein off the block and out. Oh, that was awfully close. Gage Worsley at the very last moment ducked out of the way, and Hawaii gets the point, and it is aloha ball for the Rainbow Warriors in set 2.
Great volleyball IQ by Worsley. Straddles the line here, recognizes where he's at, and a little bit of praying to make sure that ball was out.
Gassman to serve. Tickles the tape. Good pass there by Henkin. Jasper comes flying in. Touches over 12 feet. And he got up there that time.
Again, another back row attack, this time going down the line. Picking up his 6th kill of the night.
Tied for the 17th time here in set 2. Rado off the high ball set, gets it down. He's into double figures in kills. And Hawaii has aloha ball once more.
And it's a battle of the opposites here. Parapuna countering Jasper's last hit, going sharp cross court. And this is a great rotation for Hawaii with Worsley back to serve and Hawaii's best blocking lineup in the front line, the biggest block that they can provide at any point in a match.
Worsley, the team leader in aces coming into this match. 25, serving 24. He tried to be precise with it and flopped it into the net.
Interesting thought by Joe to go for that shot. Very little things that I would question Joe Worsley about.
25 all. Worsley goes backside. It's Stein. Just pulverizes that offering. And another chance at locking up set 2 for Hawaii. 3rd set point for the Bows.
Von Tilburg hitting in his old position, the right side, of course, in rotation when he's positioned on that right side. Picking up his 9th kill of the night.
Yeah, starting to get it going a little bit. Hitting a $174, and he's back to serve. Stanford goes middle. The swipe by Moy. Good pickup by Gage. Rado gets it down. And the Rainbow Warriors win an absolute grinder of the second set. 27-25. Hawaii heads back to the locker room. And they will have an opportunity against the 8th-ranked team in the country to crack open the room closet. Welcome back courtside. Kanoa Leahy next to Ryan Kalei-Suji. Ryan, take us through the McDonald's match statistics.
And that hitting percentage, Hawaii hitting .418 on the match compared to .262 for Stanford. And again, that blocking, something Hawaii has really worked hard on in this time off. 6 blocks to 1. Hawaii doing a nice job of just settling down. And I think most impressively, what doesn't show on this stat sheet, when Hawaii was pushed in that second set in the latter parts, they really turned it up a notch and were able to close out.
Yeah, that would be the question I would ask is what does that say about this team? I mean, any team at the sort of upper echelon of intercollegiate volleyball, when it's rolling, they can look great. And Hawaii certainly did that in that opening frame. But when they got pushed, when they got challenged, we saw them respond.
It's almost like they have another drive, another gear that they turned it up into. And again, a lot of it goes to those star players that they have on the pin. Parapuna and Von Tilburg really providing that offensive power for Hawaii, getting them that needed side out. We saw actually the same thing happen last week against USC when Hawaii was challenged in that second set. USC almost came back and stole that second set, but Hawaii, like they did tonight, really turned it around, turned it into another gear, and was able to continue so far their streak of winning consecutive sets still alive.
I promise you this match has been more exciting than perhaps what that brother has felt so far tonight. But you know what? It's comfortable in here. It's climate controlled. I can see how that happens. Set 3 underway. An overpass by Stein. Unable to put it down though is Moy, and now Stein with the swing. Hawaii up 2-0. The touch by Jasper, diving save Gage. Set Joe to Von Tilburg. Misses wide. Stein with 9 kills, hitting $174 prior to that hitting error. He's now at 120. So not the typical Stein night, which kind of makes what Hawaii has done so far, going up 2-0 all the more impressive.
Yeah, he's getting the kills, just not the efficiency that we're normally used to seeing.
Here's Cowell from the back row. Free swing for Dalton. What a save there by Ewert. Joe Worsley couldn't put it down, but a net violation will give Hawaii the point.
It was just a battery range that time. A field day Hawaii hitters. We saw Cowell with the first hit, Solberg following up, and then Worsley with the hit, proving that the Cardinals are ready to play defense right here. Take a look at this Ewert save. One-handed save going out, saving it momentarily before the net violation.
Jordan Ewert has been impressive. We mentioned Stanford struggling last season, just 6 wins. They finished tied for 6th in the MPSF, lost in the opening round of the MPSF tournament. But they had injuries all over the place. They did not have a single match where all 18 players were available. They had to utilize 12 different starting lineups throughout the season. As the block is up, Dalton Solberg.
Picture perfect block that time. 2 blockers go up, Von Tilburg and Solberg, and you can see there Solberg dropping his right hand, knowing that he has help on the left, sealing the net even more.
D'Agostino with the pass as he fell to the floor, and then getting it by the block that time was Stephen Noy. Among the losses from last year's roster for Stanford, aforementioned libero Devon Enriquez, middle blocker Kevin Rakestraw, who was a second-team All-MPSF selection. And they are dealing with the injury to Eric Beatty, but thus far this season, knock on wood, it's been much easier for John Costi to manage and actually put lineups with some subs out there night after night. And Stanford, we talked about a couple of guys who have won MPSF Player of the Week honors. Stanford players have accounted for all 4 MPSF Player of the Week awards, or have had either a defensive or offensive MPSF Player of the Week award every week this season. As Potapunov unable to get that kill. Great scramble there by Stanford. Rado says, okay, try to return that one.
Great defense that time by Stanford, keeping the ball alive. We also saw a dig by Gage Worsley in between that. Both defensive players on both sides of the net, really putting on an exhibition here in the early parts of set number 3.
That was Rado. He was hoisting his index finger. He thought that that first kill was going down, but a good play defensively by Stanford. And then Rado almost irritated, made sure the second time. That time he goes through the block and down. And Rado is rolling right now. 13 kills, hitting up near 500 with just 2 hitting errors.
Great save that time. Nice touch on the block by Colton Cowell. And again, Joe Worsley, nice control dig. His brother steps into set. And Parapunov continuing his hot streak tonight.
The brothers Worsley doing what they have been advertised to do here throughout this season in this match. Outside, and it's Ewert. He hit the pin. Make that Hankin.
Net violation also called on Stanford. Want to give a shout out to Eric Shoji, who's watching all the way from Russia, watching his former team.
Here's Ewert. Somehow got it through that block. Ewert now with 12 kills. Eric showed you one of the great ones. The off-the-block Libero of the Year award is named after him. I think in most corners, his name would be put forth as the best libero to play college volleyball. And that was Jalen Jasper. Awkward angle. Couldn't quite connect with that one.
And that is a prime example of what Coach Costi was talking to us about before the match. He says he's a great physical player. He's still learning the games. The out-of-system plays is sort of plays where it's not in system. That right there, a prime example, trying to go over on two, hitting it under the net.
Oh, that one straight down to the floor by Kyler Presho. We talked about Jalen Jasper, both his parents, Dad Ivan, Mom Donna, who played basketball at the University of Hawaii. They met here on this campus. They're here along with younger brother Jaron, and we were told that the parents actually took them to the spot on campus where they actually met. And they didn't disclose exactly where that location was. But certainly a pretty cool story and a cool experience for the family here on this trip out to the islands. There they are. Great to see Jaron, who underwent a heart transplant about 1.5 years ago. And he just looks fantastic. And great to see Ivan and Donna back in Mano. Jalen along with Kyler Presho, J.P. Riley, all U.S. junior national team participants in Cuba last summer. Whoa! As Chris McLaughlin would usually say, that's one of those touch 'em all moments.
Right on cue after we talked about him. Jasper getting that ball. Little, hitting it almost to the east side. Going almost out the door.
So 8 serving 5 here. Parapunov caught a piece of that net. Outside it goes to Ewert. And he was able to get it by Joe Worsley and down. How impressed have you been with Jordan Ewert?
Yeah, really impressed by the numbers that he's putting on tonight. The go-to player, picking up his 13th kill. And that time, because of the efforts, pressure really coming on here in the third set. Hawaii middle blocker getting stuck in the middle that time, providing a one-on-one opportunity for Ewert.
Here's Stein from the back row. That's worked a couple of times here this evening.
Again, Von Tilburg looking great from that pipe set. A lot of options. He has a wide range with that pipe set. Can either go left or right. That time just going straight down the middle because of the failed block.
So Stein into double figures. 10 kills for him. Powell goes into the net. Well, we mentioned his name. I want to give a shout out to Chris McLaughlin, unable to be here tonight. Got some issues with the voice, so he is home watching, and we just wanted to say what's up. Ryan, filling in admirably, appreciate it.
And we know his wife, though, is actually here, Beth McLaughlin, sitting across from her, who was named to the Hall of Fame, the USA Volleyball Hall of Fame, just last week. So congratulations to Beth McLaughlin, well-deserved.
Yeah, it was the 2019 Flo Hyman all-time great female player recipient, a Hall of Famer. She's always been the most famous and greatest volleyball mind in the McLaughlin family. There's no doubt about it. As Gassman goes into the net. Spencer, of course, would be number 2. Here's Stein going solo against Jasper. Hawaii keeping it up, and it's Rado. Just feeling the flow. Kill number 14.
Rado Parapunov just saying enough is enough. He does not want this match to go any longer. He's got a malasada with his name written on it at the Punahou Carnival. He wants to get out of here. Cross-court kill by Parapunov.
The Bulgarian basher, Rado Parapunov. Sound like you're interested in picking up some of those malasadas as well. Stephen Moy getting the kill there for the Cardinal.
And the Cardinal beginning to work their middle attack here. We're seeing pressure more involved. Moy right here getting a nice hit against Solberg. We'll see if the Cardinal continue to work that middle.
Into the net it goes by Lincoln. This may be sacrilegious, but I'm just going to come out and say it. I may be the only Portuguese man in Hawaii who does not love malasada.
This is breaking news. We should get the only person in Hawaii that of Portuguese descent that does not like malasadas. Cannoli. For shame.
Oh, Stein with the ace. And Hawaii has created a little bit of space here in set number 3.
That ball may have been out. See here, Stein Bontevo getting after it, getting it caught up high. That ball most definitely looking out. But instead, Von Tilburg picking up the ace.
So 3 service aces, make that 4 service aces for Hawaii compared to 5 errors. Pretty good ratio there. Charlie Wade will take that every time. Here is Jasper going high hands. Middle set, Solberg. On rare occasions, that connection wasn't on point.
And again, Colton Cowell doing a nice job stopping that Jalen Jasper hit. I mean, Colton Cowell's jump is worth the price of admission. Just how high he gets. That block, another example of just that, slowing that ball down.
Outside, it's Cowell. Up the ladder, but he goes line and wide. So Stanford creeping back within 2.
First error of the night for Cowell. Tried to go down the line, cut that a little too close.
Here's Rado on the back set. And that goes wide. And that's a point for Stanford. So that's 3 straight here for the Cardinal. And they trail by just 1.
And that's something we have not seen in a while. 3 hitting errors in a row by Hawaii. All 3 attackers making errors.
Hawaii hitting 0-6-2 in this 3rd set. Worsley backside. Here's Rado again. And he goes long again. And these are, in several instances, unforced hitting errors, Ryan.
Yeah, 1-on-1 opportunity. I think Rado a little early on that last approach, kind of stutter-stepped a little. So timing just a little off between Worsley and Parapunas.
So we're dead even at 13. Serve goes long. So the outball, the theme here in this last stretch of set 3. But Hawaii up 14, serving 13. Here's Tella from Tønsberg, Norway. Outside, Ewert off the block and out. Notch up another kill for Jordan Ewert, number 14 for him.
And you'll notice Ewert's hits are not the hard, aggressive hits that we're seeing from the Hawaii sideline or some of his teammates. He's just a very smart player, knows what's in front of him. That time using the block, recognizing Gassman was late closing and just went for that low seam going off Gassman's right arm.
Good serve there by Jasper. Stein with the diving pass. Rado from behind the line, dug up by D'Agostino. Ewert again, the touch. Rado blocked it back. The swing by Cowell, unable to put it down. Scramble play now for the Cardinal. Ewert got roofed. Rado next to Gassman. And Hawaii gets to 15 first. We haven't seen the block as proficiently as we saw in set 1, but it was there. Welcome back. Let's check out the First Hawaiian Bank top 3 NCAA kills per set in Hawaii. At the top of the stack here in the very early goings of this 2019 season, 14.7 kills per set.
We see there in at number 3, Long Beach State, a team that continues to look very impressive, returning nearly everyone from that championship team that won last season. That battle between Hawaii and Long Beach State is going to be a big test and one of the key matchups in the country in the latter part of this season.
So out of the timeout, 15 serving 14. Parapunov forces the overpass. And Pat Gassman says mahalo nui loa.
That's one thing Pat Gassman has actually gotten better at over his career is those overpasses. That time taking a step back, positioning himself well, and hitting that overpass.
Stanford takes a timeout. We'll do the same. Hawaii up 2 in set 3. Welcome back. You see many of the fans here tonight wearing some of their H logo gear. University of Hawaii Athletics pushing the H Day Friday campaign. In fact, you can find it on social media, hashtag H Day Friday. I think they're trying to assimilate it with Aloha Friday. But many of the fans here tonight oblige you. If you can find the Aloha shirt with the H logo, you've covered all bases. Exactly. Hawaii by 2 here in set 3, leading 2 sets to none. Here's Cowell through the block and down. So we have lauded over Jalen Jasper and his ability to touch over 12 feet. Colton Cowell at 6'1", touching 11'7". I'm not sure what comparably is more impressive.
Yeah, hard to say there, but Cowell, just watching Cowell makes it look so effortless, and he just almost has another gear. He continues to fly up, and on that last play, he went high seam too, so not only is he jumping high, he's hitting high as well.
Into the twine it goes from Rado. You know, while we're on the volleyball tip, a little plug for the beach volleyball program. Jeff Hall and the Rainbow Wahine. The Duke Kahanamoku Invitational coming up February 23rd and 24th. It's the opening weekend at the world-famous Queens Beach. They will take on defending champ UCLA. You got Stanford in there, Pepperdine, and St. Mary's. As Rado gets under it again, he has collected a few hitting errors here in the 3rd set. That's number 5 for him for the match, and it's a 1-point deal here in the 3rd. Jasper dug up by Rado. Joe Worsley goes back row on the pipe to SVT.
And Stein with a little yell through the net that time. The emotions coming out from Stein Von Tilburg. You see here in a play that I think he's hitting probably the best out of all his hits tonight. Those pipe set coming out. You see the emotion, yelling maybe through the net or at the student section. Can't tell.
Well, he lets the emotion loose, especially after he puts one down. As Colton Cowell gets ready to serve. And that one straight down to the floor by Presho. Just a sophomore. He's going to be bouncing volleyballs for several years going forward. One of the hardest hitters we've seen so far this season.
Yeah, gets up quick. Nice hit by Presho. He had 11 kills in the win over UCI. Interesting enough, he was actually playing against his father, who is the assistant coach for the Anteaters.
Worsley. You just knew that was going to come at some point. It happens to be point number 19 for Hawaii in the 3rd.
And he picks his moments absolutely perfectly. Great pass that time. Gassman goes hard to hold the middle, and Worsley putting it right in the middle of the court.
So 19 serving 17. Anastasiadis sends it long. So that's service error number 7. That matches the amount of errors on the Stanford side. Hawaii does have 4 aces compared to just 1 for the Cardinal. But it's a 1-point affair here in the 3rd. Hawaii up 2 sets to none. And Paul Bischoff with the serve. Here's Rado. The D set. And he demolished it.
And again, when Hawaii is in system like they were right there, perfect pass Joe Worsley having a bunch of options. You see that time a split block by Stanford. There's just so many options that this Hawaii offense presents that as a blocker, it's hard to read where Worsley's going to go.
And Joe Worsley again trying to do that sort of lollipop topspin serve. What do you make of it?
It's a great idea, just the execution obviously not where he wanted it. You can see the Stanford passes were actually backing up while he was serving, so he was trying to catch them off guard a second time.
Overpass, Ewert couldn't get it down because Gage scooped it up. Stein on the backside, dug up tight to the net, and Rado gently places it to the Terraflex.
Double-digit digs for Gage Worsley tonight. He saved that overpass on the serve, perfect dig. And again, Parapunov getting yet another kill. 16 tonight for Parapunov, hitting .355.
Yeah, Gage has been deflecting bullets, too. Some of them coming unimpeded at the net. And he's still been able to conjure up several important saves here throughout the evening for Hawaii.
Yeah, remember, Gage Worsley named to the all-freshman team last year as a defensive specialist that played in just 3 rotations per set. Very rare that you see a player get that accolade with the limited playing time as he was playing behind our partner tonight, Tui Tuileta, who's in the corner with the corner crew tonight. But I think Worsley learning a lot from Tui during that time and also really proving to be a valuable asset recognized by the coaches from across the conference, naming him to that all-freshman team last season.
And doing it in the rivalry game, the rivalry match with Stanford. These two teams, again, didn't play last year, but the Cardinal preseason picked 4th in the MPSF. And I think it's good that both coaches have the desire to see this rivalry continue going forward as frequently as possible. And Charlie Wade knew that was going to be one of the challenges in sort of the breaking off of the Big West teams from the MPSF. That a lot of those natural rivalries that were on the conference schedule year after year, they would have to then require some effort to be scheduled going forward. He knew that was going to be a challenge, but this is definitely one I think the fans love to see.
Yeah, when you look at the conference that was the MPSF in years past, just so many quality teams, that rivalries were established over the years. Stanford being one, UCLA being another, BYU, another MPSF opponent that has really drawn the fans in. People loved coming to those matches. So Charlie Wade doing all he can to continue those rivalries and bring these teams back as often as he can.
Yeah, BYU on the schedule at Provo, part of the BYU Invitational. And that's on March 23rd. Jasper. That one pops straight up in the air by Joe. Rado goes over press row. And thankfully, he and the rest of press row appear to be okay.
See here, again, another high hit by Jasper. Worsley saved it momentarily. And Parapunov with the attempted save there.
I think PA announcer Ben Kia Aina saw his life flash before him. 20 serving 21. Here's Cowell, just hung in the air. And then soft touched it through the block. Pulled the string that time.
Great description. He literally hung in the air that time, waited for the set a little early. I think he was expecting a faster tempo, but was able to adjust mid-flight and tooled the block with just a wipe shot.
Colton's sister Chandler plays for St. Mary's Beach program, the team that's coming over for that Duka Hanamoku tournament that we mentioned. As Joe, again with the dig, goes over us, and Rado thankfully decided not to jump over press row that time. He gave us a look, though, like, hey, I'm going to take it easy on you guys this one time. So 21 serving 22. Stanford not walking away easily, but that's not going to help the cause.
Another miss serve by Jasper that time, just getting caught underneath the serve. Crunch time here for the Cardinal. We'll see who they decide to go to keep this match alive.
No timeouts remaining for John Costi. Rado with the serve. Here's Jasper from behind the line, through the block, dug up by Stein. Worsley on the D set to Rado. Good play off the net by Bischoff. Well, that's going to be a kill and a point for Hawaii. 4 touches on the Stanford side. Rado remains virtually unstoppable, and they rise here at the Stan Sheriff Center. A solid crowd of about 4,000 through the turnstile, close to 5,000 tickets issued. They clap in unison. Rado puts it into the twine.
Stanford going to a 4-man passing rotation that time because of the threat of Parpunov. Lucky for them, they served it. Parpunov served it in the net, extending this match just a little longer.
Nothing better than when the entire SSC crowd rises on Aloha ball. Back row to Stein. Dug up over the net by Ewert. Oh, miscommunication as Gage and Rado bumped into each other. Cowell gets the swing and puts the finishing touches on another Rainbow Warrior sweep.
And what a set by Joe Worsley that time. A bump set, perfect location to Cowell, who hits it off the block. Hawaii's streak of sweeps continues.
Bego Ekahi Elua Aloha against the number 8 team in the country, the Stanford Cardinals. I'm not totally sure why our graphic says Big West Women's Volleyball against UC Irvine, but you get the picture. Ryan, what did this match say about this Hawaii team?
I think this really puts an exclamation mark that this Hawaii team is legit. They are the real deal. Going into the matchup, head coach Charlie Wade saying he wasn't sure just how great this team was because of the fact that they took that time off. This game tonight was really going to be a test to see where they stood with the rest of the country. Clearly, Hawaii is deserving of that number 2 ranking with the win tonight.
Well, let's check out the Bank of Hawaii players of the match for both teams. Pretty easy choice on the Stanford side of the net. Jordan Ewert, 14 kills, hit .241, had a double-double with 10 kills. And Rado Parapunov, in stretches, was unstoppable. 17 kills, hit .375, 4 blocks, and 6 digs. We're actually seeing him play some defense, not something that was part of his game when he was just a freshman. Best part about it, Brian, they do it again on Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday, but a super rematch between Hawaii and Stanford.
That's right, for all you non-football fans. Maybe have no interest in the football or the commercials. Make sure you head on down here to the Stan Sheriff Center for what is expected to be another great match. I think this is a Stanford team that, as the match got, who went further along, proved that they are a tough team.
All right, well, Scott Robbs is with Charlie Wade. Take it away.
Hey, thanks a lot, Coach. Well, it's been nearly 3 weeks since you played a game. Assess how you thought your team played.
Yeah, we played pretty good. You know, through the first set, we were pretty efficient, a couple sloppy errors, and actually through 2, we were playing pretty well. I think both teams got a little, whether you call it fatigued or lack focus in the 3rd set, but still some pretty high-level volleyball. Glad to come out with the win.
I thought Gage Worsley had just a terrific match for you. Not just digging, but just his emotion on the floor as well.
Gage Worsley's a really good player, you know what I'm saying? And that guy, like, the sky's the limit for him. He's going to impact matches, you know, throughout his career. Really good player.
All right, you get the rematch on Sunday. Do you expect anything different from the Cardinal?
No, I mean, they didn't change much tonight, you know, but typically the team that loses the first night's got a bit of an edge. You know, I don't know how much tactical stuff can go on, but should be another good match.
Last thing, I got to ask you, because you're a big NFL fan, who wins Super Bowl Sunday's game before your Super Bowl?
I think Trubisky and the Bears. I think they're doing it.
I think it's the Vikings. Thanks, Charlie. Back over to you guys.
Man, those 2 guys are delusional. It's a special weekend here in Manoa. We got a doubleheader tomorrow. Rainbow Wahine basketball taking on Cal Poly, followed by Rainbow Warrior basketball taking on UC Santa Barbara. And then, of course, on Sunday, the rematch here, 6 p.m., Hawaii and Stanford. But we're talking about teams that are worthy of acknowledgement and worthy, I think, of fans coming down to the arena to check out. Obviously, this is a Hawaii volleyball team that hasn't lost a set yet here in 2019, and even the men's basketball team. They're 4-2 and absolutely in the mix in the Big West Conference. Fun to watch, folks. Get on down to the SSC here this weekend. But once again, the final scores 25-15, 27-25, 25-22. Second-ranked Hawaii over number 8 Stanford. Hey, Ryan, thanks for sitting in.
No problem.
All right. Corner Crew will take it away in the post-game show after this. But for Ryan Kale-Suji, I'm Kanoa Leahy. Until next time, everybody, we bid you aloha from the Stan Sheriff Center.